Attention, Bears Nation! A familiar face from the past could be making a shocking return, but is it a game-changing move or a costly mistake? The Bears' salary cap is under threat, and a veteran defender might be the answer, or the risk that derails Caleb Williams' future. Meanwhile, the offensive line is heating up. But is a $14 million injured guard the solution, or a repeat of the disaster that plagued Justin Fields? The stakes are high, and every decision could shape the team's destiny. But that's not all. Are we just hours away from trading the 10th pick for a running back? This isn't just any RB. We're talking about a monster with 15 runs of 40-plus yards. If GM Ryan Poles gets this wrong, it could set the team back for years. Will he make the right call? And now, the biggest question: should the Bears bring back Khalil Mack? Yes, the same Mack who left Chicago in 2018 after dominating with 12.5 sacks and a terrifying defense. Now, at 34 years old, he's still performing. 15 quarterback pressures, 6 sacks in 2024, and a Pro Football Focus rating of 90.4, making him one of the top 5 edge rushers in the league. But is he worth the massive price tag he'll demand? With $80 million in cap space, should Ryan Poles invest in young talent or bring back a proven veteran? According to Brad Biggs of the Tribune, Mack could be the defensive version of Keenan Allen, who was acquired for a 4th-round pick and posted 744 yards. Was that move worth it? Will the Bears repeat the formula with Mack, or would it be a costly mistake? Chicago can't afford to waste resources on a short-term fix. What should they do? Let us know your thoughts and stay tuned. The future of the Bears is on the line. If the Bears sign Khalil Mack, it must be part of a clear, well-thought-out plan. A short but expensive contract could help support Caleb Williams. But is that the best move? Would investing in the draft be a smarter, long-term decision? Here's the situation. Defensive coordinator Dennis Allen worked with Mack back in Oakland, so there's already chemistry. While most of Mack's former teammates are gone, he's a professional and could mentor a young edge rusher. But at what price? Brad Biggs warns that Mack could be more expensive than the Bears are willing to pay. And he might be right. Paying $15 to $18 million for a 34-year-old player is a huge risk. Is it a bold, genius move or just plain madness? Let's look at the numbers. Montez Sweat only had 5.5 sacks in 2024, and the Bears' run defense ranked 28th in the league. The defense needs more than just fresh talent. It needs a game changer. Mack had 17 sacks in 2023 and an 88 pass rush rating, second best in the league. That's elite. But can his body handle a full season at this stage of his career? The big question is, are the Bears truly one player away from contending? If so, signing Mack makes sense. But if this is just another temporary fix to give false hope, the team should focus on younger talent. What do you think, Bears Nation? Should we bring Mack back or invest in the draft? Offensive line? A crisis or a smart play? The Bears took a major hit when they lost out on Trey Smith, but the battle to rebuild the offensive line is far from over. Ryan Poles isn't standing still. Now the Bears are targeting Will Fries, a guard from the Colts. Is he the right move? Let's break it down. First, some context. Trey Smith was the dream target to protect Caleb Williams, but the Chiefs locked him up with the franchise tag. That leaves the Bears scrambling for options as key interior linemen approach free agency. Poles has to act fast. That's where Will Fries comes in. Before his injury in 2024, the 27-year-old was one of the top guards in the NFL. His numbers were elite, a 92.4% pass blocking efficiency and a 74.3% run blocking grade in his first 5 games. But here's the issue. Can he stay healthy? Colts GM Chris Ballard says Fries is recovering well, but would you trust a player coming off a serious injury? And here's the kicker. He could cost over $14 million a year. Is that too much for someone with a medical question mark? The market is heating up, and without Smith, prices will only rise. But what if Indianapolis decides to keep Fries? If he never hits free agency, what's Chicago's backup plan? One thing is clear. Fixing the offensive line is an absolute priority. Caleb Williams cannot end up like Justin Fields, running for his life every Sunday. But is Poles putting too much faith in a player with only 5 elite games? And another concern. Chicago has 3 interior line spots to fill. Shouldn't the Bears be looking for more than just one reinforcement? I can't believe we're back in patch mode again. The Bears need a strong finish. But is Will Fries really worth the risk? If he stays healthy, absolutely. But if not, can we afford to gamble with Caleb Williams in his crucial rookie year? Bears fans, what do you think? Fries, yes or no? And if not him, who should Ryan Poles sign instead? Drop your thoughts below. Are the Bears about to shock the NFL with the 10th pick? Could Chicago really pull off the unthinkable in the draft? Well, Ashton Jeanty just dropped a bomb at the NFL Combine. Yes, the explosive running back who dominated college football just revealed that he met with the Bears. And what he said has set off a massive debate. A running back in the first round of 2025? Genius or madness? Picture this. Ashton Jeanty, the Boise State monster who racked up 2,601 yards and 29 touchdowns last season, confirmed that he had a great conversation with the Bears. He even said, "We talked football, we talked life. It was incredible." And guess what? Eric Bieniemy, Chicago's new RBS coach, is already drawing up plays for him. Could this be the start of a major offensive shakeup? But wait, wasn't the offensive line the top priority? Or maybe the defensive line? So why draft a running back so early? Here's where things get interesting. Ben Johnson, the Bears' new offensive coordinator, ran a deadly rushing attack in Detroit with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Do you think he wants to replicate that success in Chicago? Let's look at the numbers. DeAndre Swift and Roshan Johnson combined for just 1,119 yards last season, and Chicago still finished 25th in rushing. That's not good enough. So, would Jeanty be the missing piece? Is an RB worth a top 10 pick? Jeanty himself pointed to Saquon Barkley's impact on the Eagles, saying a great running back can change everything. And he's got a point. Barkley revived Philadelphia's offense. But here's the issue. Without a strong offensive line, even Barry Sanders wouldn't succeed. So what's the right move? Draft Jeanty, a potential generational talent? Use the 10th pick to build up the trenches with top linemen? And one more thing. How would Bieniemy fit Jeanty into a backfield that already has Swift and Roshan? Would this be a true three-headed monster? Are Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson so confident in the O-line that they're willing to take this luxury pick? Bears Nation, the decision at pick number 10 could shape the future of this team. If the Bears draft Ashton Jeanty, it means they have full confidence in Braxton Jones and Tevin Jenkins. Do we trust them to protect Caleb Williams? Because if the trenches don't improve, it won't matter who's carrying the ball. Now, imagine Jeanty breaking tackles after a perfect block. That would be something special. But here's the issue. This draft is deep with running backs. Why spend a top 10 pick when you can find talent later? Still, Jeanty isn't just any RB. He's the home run hitter of 2025, with 15 runs of 40-plus yards. In the NFL, those explosive plays are gold. Verdict? If the Bears believe Jeanty is the next Christian McCaffrey, they should take him. But without a strong offensive line, even a resurrected Walter Payton would struggle. Chicago must improve both, or risk another offensive disaster. So, what do you think? Comment. Jeanty to Chicago if you want him. Comment. Strengthen the trenches if you fear for the O-line. Defining the future of the 2025 Bears Nation, the time has come to make a choice. 3 major decisions will define this season. 1. Khalil Mack. Experience versus youth. His return could bring leadership and fire to the defense. But is he worth the big investment, or should the Bears draft young talent? Vote. Mack at all costs, or draft for the future. 2. Will Fries. Caleb Williams' protection. If healthy, he's a key shield for our rookie QB. But can we trust a player with an injury history in such a critical year? Vote Fries yes to support Caleb or Fries no if you prefer another option. 3. Ashton Jeanty, explosive talent versus offensive line. Do we take a game-changing RB or focus on protecting Williams? Vote Jeanty to Chicago for a risk or strengthen trenches to play it safe.